morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we've got some official reveals from Paradox Rift, and I am very, very excited. These look cool. I'm excited. Let's have a look. And let's start off with Gholdengo EX. I am a gigantic fan of Gholdengo EX. I love Gholdengo EX. I think Gholdengo EX is brilliant. Like, basically everything about this card makes me happy. The ability, coin bonus, once during your turn, you may draw a card. If it's active, you may draw another card. And if that sounds familiar to some of you lovely ladies and gentlemen, it should. It's Slurpuff. It's literally Slurpuff's ability from back in the day. It's tasting. Except now you're not tasting, you're getting a coin bonus. But Slurpuff's attack was hot garbage, and this attack is really, really good. They've basically taken two good old cards, mashed it together, put it on a Gholdengo, and moved on with your life. This was incidentally played in Seismitoad, saw a lot of play, a lot of success. This was a phenomenal ability back in the day. And I don't know if it's necessarily the reason to play Gholdengo on its own. It doesn't really need to be, frankly. This is great and awesome, and we love it. Big, 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 big fan of coin bonus. But once you've got that coin bonus, what are you going to do? You're going to make it rain. For 1 energy, discard any number of basic energy cards from your hand. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded in this way. This is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely awesome. It's Blacephalon. And remember when Blacephalon was a really, really good deck? And of course, one of the ironic things about Blacephalon was one of the biggest issues in that deck was draw power. And I'm not saying this ability on Gholdengo is going to completely fix it, but I am saying it's really going to help. That literally had Fireball Circus, which was discard any number of fire energy from your hand, 50 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Now, this is a stage 1, not a basic, but it can be any energy discarded, and it's for 1 energy, not free. So as far as I'm concerned, that makes it quite a bit better. And then, of course, don't forget you've got Superior Energy Retrieval, which totally exists in the format right now, which will just get you 4 energy back from your discard. Got a reprint in Paldea Evolved. And that's pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. That's like 200 damage just on its own before you do anything else. This is absolutely brilliant. I am a huge fan. What we've got here is a phenomenal attack that can KO anything if you can get the energy. And a phenomenal ability which will draw you extra cards, which will get you closer towards getting the energy. I expect Gholdengo to be a top deck. I expect it to be one of the best EXs. As far as I am concerned, this is one of the best EXs we've got that's been released. Since Scarlet and Violet brought EXs back, this is one of the best EXs we've got. I think this is phenomenal. And before anybody tries comparing this to a Lowland Dugtrio, no. I can tell you about Dugtrio's pitiful 60 HP. And yes, fine, it had a free attack. That was fine. But Gholdengo was 30 times the energy discarded from your hand. Not the same, ladies and gentlemen. Not even close. 30 times against 50 times, nah. If I discard 6 energy with Gholdengo, that's 300 damage. That's KOing almost anything. If I discard 6 energy with a Lowland Dugtrio, that's 180. I'll get a Luminion. Woo! And to be fair, 2 prizes, widely played Pokemon, fine. Not even close, ladies and gentlemen. Not even close. So I'm a huge, gigantic fan of Gholdengo. I think it's phenomenal. What else has been gone and shown off? The first Mantyke since Diamond and Pearl base set. And they've gone and shown us the lovely illustration rare by Rika, which is awesome. This is just another absolutely phenomenal card. Now, in terms of playability, I'm not going to argue that this is good. It's not. Now, it does have a free attack, which is nice. Don't have to use any energy. And it does heal 120 for one of your bench Pokemon, which is nice. But, come on, let's not go pretending like Mantyke is some phenomenal, great, over-the-top, redonkulous Pokemon. Mantyke is give up a prize to heal 120. And there might be games you're willing to do that, but that's about the best I can do. Honestly, the most exciting thing about this is It's the first Mantyke we've had since it made its debut in the Diamond and Pearl base set. That is how long we've been waiting for a Mantyke, ladies and gentlemen. That's, kind of impressive, honestly. Kind of impressive. Worth pointing out, though, it does not evolve into Mantyke. Doesn't work, not a thing. Now, I can show you the amazing Okacheke Mantyke, one of the coolest cards Okacheke has done, and that bar is incredibly high, but look how beautiful this card is. Mantyke is a basic Pokemon. If you want Mantyke to evolve into Mantyke, there needs to be some kind of mechanic on one of the cards, either the Mantyke or the Mantyke, that will allow you to do so. There is no such mechanic here, so no, you cannot evolve into it. I'm sorry. Cool card, though. Now, they've gone and shown us Chien-Pao. And Chien-Pao's kind of an odd one, because obviously, right now, we got Chien-Pao Baxcalibur. It's a good deck. I don't know if you want to call it one of the best decks in the format. That's really up for debate. If you look at the results of online tournaments, the lovely Joe Bernard, OmniJoe over on Twitter, just shared a bunch of research they've done into the top decks around at the moment in online tournaments. And Chien-Pao's on the list, but it's kind of right at the bottom of the relevant decks. So you can argue how good it is, but it's at least good, at a very least. Well, now we've got a single prize Chien-Pao. And actually, single prize Chien-Pao, it's alright. It's kind of cool. What we've got for a single energy Snowbringer, attach up to 2 basic water energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. Great attack around which you should be building a deck? No! Decent attack turn 1 going second? Oh my yes. If you can get a couple of energy in the discard pile early, and then use Chien-Pao to accelerate them with Snowbringer, that ain't bad, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't bad at all. Big, big, big fan of this as a utility attack in the early game. Not as a focus of the deck, but as a little bonus utility attack in the early game. Yeah, Chien-Pao's pretty cool. Then we got free energy, 130, discard 2. Well, the combination of Chien-Pao EX and Baxcalibur means Chien-Pao gets the energy and Baxcalibur attaches it. So I'm not worried about the discard here. And we've got a basic Pokemon that can do 130. And sure, that's the same attack as Baxcalibur, except it's actually a little bit worse because you have to discard 2 energy. Other than that, they're identical. But this is just a support basic attacker, not a stage 2 with an ability you really need to keep on the field, which makes it a much more enticing proposition. I like this Chien-Pao. Not as the focus of a deck, let's be perfectly clear, but as a nice little one-off bonus in a Chien-Pao Baxcalibur deck, for instance. Yeah, that'll do, pig. That'll do. Now, one card which I think is absolutely proper job full-on ridiculous is Professor Sada's Vitality. This is redonkadonk. What we've got here is choose up to 2 of your ancient Pokemon and attach a basic energy from your discard pile to each of them. If you attached any energy in this way, draw 3 cards. Could not be much more of a fan of this card, because basically what you've got here is a way to accelerate a bunch of energy while drawing cards specifically for these new ancient Pokemon. And we knew we were going to get a bunch of support cards for these ancient Pokemon. Well, this is about as high level as we could have been expecting. I mean, let's look at this with Roaring Moon as an example. Always a nice one to have a look at. It's ridiculous. Roaring Moon, for free energy, you can either get an instant KO on your opponent's active Pokemon, or you can do 220 and discard a stadium in play. Remember, if you get an instant KO, you have to do 200 to yourself. Although, a bunch of people have mentioned it, and I've got to say, it's not the worst idea ever. Emergency Jelly. Because you'll go down to 30 HP remaining and then instantly heal 120 at the end of your turn, and then it goes away, but that's fine. Also, you can buy a bunch of different types of emergency jelly that's Pokemon branded in the Pokemon centers in Japan. I bought some. I did not care for it. I did not think it was very good. Now, the one I bought had Fuecoco on the front and he's my boy. But actually, no, it was quite disgusting in my eyes. But if it's going to heal me back from the brink of being KO'd to out of range of a lot of Pokemon, you know what? Maybe I'll have some emergency jelly. The point is, we've already got Dark Patch, which got reprinted, which I can use to accelerate energy. Now we've got this supporter card as well. Roaring Moon is not going to be that difficult to get energy on. And then, of course, we've got all the other ancient Pokemon you're going to be able to use with this as well. And I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is starting to look pretty gosh darned enticing. And just in case this video has not been enthusiastic enough, I really like the Absol as well. Now, we've got Shinji Kanda artwork here. I know some people adore this art, some people are not so much of a fan. If you are a fan, good news, frankly. This is beautiful. But you've actually got two decent attacks here. For a single energy, draw awareness, you may discard any number of cards from your hand until you have 4 or fewer, and then draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. For a single energy on a basic, this is actually really very, very good. Because if you want a bunch of cards in the discard pile, great news, this is great. If your hand is rubbish and you want a refresh, great news, this is great. It's good for getting cards into the discard, it's good for drawing, and if you've really got a terrible, terrible hand here, and you've got nothing to work with and you are worried about your start, brilliant. Discard your hand, all of them, draw 5, and hopefully at that point you are off and rolling. And then we've got Enhanced Blade as well, and here's the thing. I love this. I love this. I think it's brilliant. 20 damage, if you got a tool attached, it does 60 more. And the reason I love this card is the combination of double turbo energy and Vitality Band. Now, double turbo energy will pay the attack cost in one go, and it reduces damage done by 20, but you do 20 plus, so it just averages out to 60. And 60 will get a bunch of evolving basics. But really, for most evolving basics, and for a bunch of support Pokemon, think things like Comfey as an example, you need to get up to 70. 70 is where it really starts making money. That's where Vitality Band comes in. And now, all of a sudden, turn 1 going second, if you can get your double turbo energy and your Vitality Band, now all of a sudden you're doing 70 damage, turn 1 going second. Your opponent hasn't had a chance to evolve yet, because they've got to wait a turn after a Pokemon's been put on the field to evolve, and you're already getting a KO. Or KO in a support Pokemon like a Comfey, or something along those lines. I legit love this card. I think Absol is brilliant. I think the fact that you can be KOing evolving basics or support Pokemon turn 1 going second is great. I think the fact that you've got a single energy attack on a basic that you can use if you either want to pad your discard pile with relevant cards or have a better start because you've had a bad draw at the beginning, I just think this is great. I'm honestly a fan of all of these cards. I mean, of the ones we've looked at here, the one which I can't make much of an argument for playability-wise is Mantyke, but it's a beautiful illustration rare. It's the first Mantyke we've had in 16 years. So you know what? I'm willing to forgive it. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the new cards. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these cards you're excited about. Tell me which ones you're going to be putting in your deck. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, all kinds of fun things. Oh, and get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Tom the Game Nerd, who's been a supporter of ours for a little while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.